Alright, hello there, welcome back to another wee bit different video. Today's video, sorry I'm just making sure I'm recording. Today's video, I want to talk a bit about the competitive climate, if that makes sense, of Mortal Kombat and just how often each characters are used and my disappointment. So if you guys aren't following competitive Mortal Kombat, we just had Combo Breaker, we just had the Last Chance Qualifier, and we just had Final Combat. And I have some thoughts and opinions about, the character usage throughout these tournaments. And again, my frustrations. It was great runs from all three tournaments. I loved watching all three, but I can't help but feel salty. And that's not to say because, they didn't pick my character in particular, but there's just dominant characters and there's non-dominant characters who aren't getting usage period in these tournaments. And for me, I'm definitely most frustrated because my favorite character who I main and I've put over 100 hours on, I have one legitimate fighter that I'm good with, and then everyone else not so much. But let's get into it. Looking at the roster here, I'm going to tell you right now, because again, I saw all three tournaments in complete fashion. I've also been keeping up with the competitive scene for a very, very, very long time. We talk about Liu Kang, not a lot of usage, but he had, there was some fights with him, some usage, I should say, some, not a lot. I'm not tripping about Liu Kang. We're going to skip Sub-Zero and Scorpion for now. Katana had some. Johnny Cage, literally top two. Johnny Cage and Peacemaker. I would say Johnny Cage is the best fighter in the game. Kenshi had Last Chance Qualifier with Conquer. There was some Kenshi usage in Combo Breaker. Nothing too crazy. Kung Lao a little bit. I think Ninja Killer used Kung Lao a little bit. Did Sonic use Kung Lao a little bit? No, that was a cameo. Melina a little bit. Raiden was in Final Combat briefly. Rain had a lot of love in Combo Breaker. So far, decent diversity. But again, I skipped Sub-Zero and Scorpion. We'll get to them. Smoke had very minimal usage, and he is such a cool character. So that's frustrating for me because I enjoy watching Smoke. Li Mei, I don't even remember if I saw her once. Seriously. Where the fuck was Li Mei? I'm not even a fan of Li Mei, but holy shit, where was she? Baraka had a decent amount of usage. Tanya, strong character. Saw her a couple times. Garrus is Gur. Gur means the hell out of Garrus. So we saw some Garrus, but not a whole lot. Reptile, very minimal usage. Havoc, Wiz Gemini in Final Combat. Aside from that, I think Combo Breaker had a little bit of love. Ashra, we saw Ashra. Sindel, Sonic, yep, we saw Sindel. We saw some General Shao. But I want to talk about the characters. Well, I'm going to finish this up. Let me finish this up. Natara saw a little bit. Shang Tsung saw once or twice in Final Combat. Raiko had a shit ton of usage throughout Combo Breaker and Last Chance. Omni-Man had his shine, especially with Sonic using them in Combo Breaker. Quan Chi had some love throughout three tournaments. Peacemaker usage was insane. Ermac was non-existent. Flat out non-existent. But this is where I say, what the fuck, NetherRealm? Because your two poster characters, Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero was literally nowhere to be found. Sub-Zero was my main. They're throughout all three tournaments, and I watched. The first video was like 8 hours. So Combo Breaker, there's 2 days of it. There was pools, and then the second day was top 24, I believe. Anyway, there was one Sub-Zero throughout pools on video. One, and he was not a very good player. I don't want to disrespect anyone, but I think he got swept. He got 3-0'd. One. There was no Sub-Zero in Last Chance Qualifier. No Sub-Zero after that one match in pools in Combo Breaker, and no Sub-Zero in Final fucking Combat. Scorpion. We saw MK Javier using Scorpion. And there was a little bit of Scorpion in Combo Breaker. A little bit. What the fuck, dude? Why are you seeing Johnny Cage every 2 seconds, but your two poster characters get literally no love? You know how frustrating it is to be a Sub-Zero main and this guy is just so fucking irrelevant? Because all I want to do, it actually frustrates me. All I want to do is watch my favorite character be used at a high competitive level, and these motherfuckers don't want to buff him. You know, to those of you who say, oh, but he's a good character, bro, he was used once in 3 of the highest competitive tournaments, period. And it was in pools of Combo Breaker, and he got 3-0'd. Nobody wanted to be Sub-Zero. Nobody. He's fucking garbage. Scorpion. Show some love to Scorpion. He does not get any usage. Let's keep it going though. These are the characters that piss me. Like, they need love. These guys need attention. Smoke. I think Smoke was used by, who was it? The dude that beat Gurr in Final Combat. But that was it. There was no love for Smoke. Lee May, no love for Lee May. Reptile, I think Reptile had a little bit of player usage in Combo Breaker, and Honeybee played Reptile in Last Chance Qualifier. There was 0 reptiles in Final Combat. 0, fucking none. What does this game have against the fucking ninjas where they don't want them to be good? Reptile got no love, and that's because Reptile recently got a nerf. Who the fuck plays Reptile? Havoc. Havoc's already just not played enough, period. These characters need love, bro. I'm not talking about insane buffs. Just enough to where they're picked a little more than 0% of the fucking time. Johnny Cage and Peacemaker are far and away the best characters in the game. No ifs, ands, or buts. You can talk about tier list all you want. The fact is, let's literally bring the facts out. The top 3 players in the world used Johnny Cage and Peacemaker repeatedly, being Nicolas, using the shit out of Johnny Cage, Sonic Fox using the shit out of Johnny Cage in Final Combat, Ninja Killer using the living hell out of Peacemaker, even Unjust using the living hell out of Peacemaker. Unjust placed 5th place. It's just too many of the same fucking characters. Omni-Man, I don't think he needs a buff by any means. You know, he has some decent utility, but it'd be nice for him to get more love. But no, he's not a bad character. He's got some utilization, but Ermac too, like, you got no love, dude. The ninjas. Of all the ninjas in the game, who got play? Of all the ninjas, all of them. Looking at this right now. Rain got picked once in Final Combat, but Rain did get some utilization in Combo Breaker, at the very least. So you can say, oh, Combo Breaker, Rain got some love. But aside from that, the ninjas are just so bad. More specifically, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, although Reptile and Ermac, they just don't get any attention to. Smoke, lacking. There was a button check. Nicolas was using Smoke, and Ketchup, you know, the commentator, was like, oh, I know this is a button check. There's no way Smoke's being picked right now. And that just speaks on how fucking annoying it is that these characters who are loved and are super cool and the fans want to be at least somewhat viable are just not, they're not even considered. You know, in the best in the world, not one player in the top 20 used Sub-Zero and Smoke and Reptile or Ermac. I know you can ask yourself, okay, well, This, it's not easy to balance the game. I get that, but from the very beginning of when this game started, Sub-Zero has literally just not been fucking used at all in tournaments. He gets no love in tournaments. No love. In terms of the least picked characters, Sub-Zero's got to be on there. If you're a noob, Sub-Zero can give you problems because of his ice clone and he can trap you in the corner. These pros react to that overhead so easily, especially offline, that there's just no point. That's 2 games in a row now where Sub-Zero is relying on a reactable overhead. Oh, God, come on, man. Buff Scorpion. Buff Sub-Zero. They don't got to be the best characters in the game. They don't got to be the best. I'm not asking for them to be best characters in the game. I'm just asking for the ninjas to get some love. And I don't play Lime, but again, she got no love. She got no attention. That shit was whack. Peacemaker and Johnny got to get nerfed. And from the very beginning of the game, Johnny's always been top 2, top 3. And everyone has said that. Johnny Cage is so good. Johnny Cage is fucking amazing. You talk about cameo usage? Let's talk about cameo usage. I mean, Sub-Zero was, used a little bit. Shujinko throughout the many buffs wasn't used once. Scorpion was not used at all. Motaro was... I don't remember Motaro usage. Kung Lao got usage. Cyrax, even though it got buffed again, there was no usage in Final Combat for Cyrax. Frost, no usage. Goro, no usage. Jax, no usage. Kano got a shit ton of usage with Peacemaker. Darius, no usage. Serena, no usage. Sector, 0 usage. Sonya, I don't think I saw any Sonya. Striker's annoying as hell, to be honest with you. I don't remember any usage though. Tremor, 0 usage. Chameleon was used a shit ton just like Kano. Janet Cage was used a shit ton. Movado had some play. How many cameos were just not used at all? A lot. A lot. And that's the thing that's frustrating is you have so many characters. So many. There is a lot of characters who just get no love. I think the person who got played the least had to have been Sub-Zero or Lime. There might have been a little bit more Lime play than I'm leading on. But for sure, I can tell you this for a fact, 1000%. Sub-Zero between these 3 tournaments of the highest level of play got picked 1 time in pools, in Combo Breaker, and got sweeped in pools. Once. There was 1 fucking Sub-Zero. And the thing is, if Chameleon gets nerfed, which feels like a likely outcome, that's Sub-Zero's main cameo. So you're indirectly nerfing Sub-Zero, who is arguably one of the worst characters in the game. Keyword arguably. Now, some people who aren't watching competitive play or who, just play ranked online or like, dude, Sub-Zero's good. Sure. Ranked competitive online. But that's not, but ranked competitive play isn't a reflection of how good all these characters truly are. When it's all said and done, and you look at the tournaments, Sub-Zero has no fucking usage, along with, again, hardly, you just don't see much reptiles. You will not see Ermac, specifically in the 3 tournaments. You might see him in community tournaments just because he's new and people want to play as him. But in terms of peak play, competitive, you're not going to see Ermac. You're not going to see Scorpion. I mean, MK Javier has some Scorpion usage, and that's great, but by most players, no. You're not going to see Smoke. Again, you're just never going to see Sub-Zero. I would definitely like to see some buffs to a lot of characters. Havoc especially needs some love. Havoc is just not strong right now, dude. Not at all. Johnny Cage is just so much better than all of the ninjas. So is Peacemaker. Just so much better. So much better. It's crazy. And the cameos are so fucking unbalanced in terms of competitive play. You're going to get the same 2. Chameleon, Kano, and same 3. And Kung Lao. Maybe Movado sometimes, but Jesus. This is my rant on characters that need love and attention, and that if you're part of the balance team, I have no idea how you can just next balance patch just be like, yeah, fuck the ninjas and fuck Havoc. Too many characters that just need attention, and they need it. Like, they absolutely need it. Sub-Zero, again, one match in the 3 biggest tournaments of the year. Combo Breaker, Last Chance Qualifier, Final Kombat, and got no play in Last Chance Qualifier and Final Kombat, which is peak Mortal Kombat. There will not be a bigger tournament this year than Final Kombat and Last Chance Qualifier, which led up to that. There will never be bigger tournaments in Mortal Kombat than those two, because those are literally the best players from all over the world. And again, just no play, along with some other characters on here that I really would appreciate getting some love and attention. All in all, let me know your thoughts. I mean, there's some cameo fighters who I would like to see also get used. Tremor got no play. 0 tremors. 0 sectors. Damn, dude. It would just be nice. It would be nice to see that. 0 Shujinkos. It would just be so nice to see more diversity. I get that it's hard to balance the game. I understand that completely. It's just frustrating that some of the coolest characters in the game we're just never going to see, and we're going to see a billion Johnny Cages and Peacemakers. And yeah, in community tournaments, you might see guys like Scorpion, Rain, but when it's all said and done, the peak Mortal Kombat play, competitive play, the highest level of play, Peacemaker, Johnny Cage. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Just wanted to go on a little mini rant there, talk about the state of competitive Mortal Kombat. Please buff the ninjas. I just want to see them in competitive tournaments and actually compete for a championship. Is that too much to ask? I don't know. Maybe, probably. Make Takeda good, please. Don't botch Takeda. Takeda's great, really cool. He was one of my mains in MKX. Make him good, please. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. It goes a long way in the help of the channel. I appreciate the love that you guys have been showing lately. This is Ollie Been Different. We've been different. And we out.